You ever wondered what your life will look like in 10 years if you don't make any changes to yourself? You wake on your deathbed and start reflecting on your entire life. Will you be satisfied with what you've achieved? You begin to think about how you did nothing for yourself, how instead of spending an hour learning something productive, you chose to watch your favorite show. Instead of training for 2 hours every day, you chose to stay comfortably in bed, scrolling on TikTok for 5 hours without even moving. Would you be satisfied with that life? A life worth of pity? Now that you've realized that this isn't the life you truly want, let's take a moment to focus on your goals. I want to tell you that if you've watched this far, you've seen the most important part of the entire episode. I'm sure you've started thinking and realizing that this isn't the life you want. I'm sure you want more because you can and deserve. So what's the plan? Think about what you want to achieve in the next month, year, and 5 years. Be clear and specific about the person you want to become and write it down. Once you have a clear picture of your goals, start planning the steps you need to take to make them happen. Let's say you want to learn Spanish. You would start by buying a dictionary and installing a language app. You would try to memorize as many words as possible every day and learn how to pronounce what you've learned. When you have a more advanced understanding of the language, you will start learning grammar. You'll begin with small steps, but you will dedicate at least 30 minutes every day to achieve your goal. This means discipline. Discipline is the ability to follow rules, work consistently, and pursue long-term goals even when faced with obstacles or challenges. But don't get me wrong, being productive doesn't mean doing 100 things every day. You don't have to do that. The most important thing is to focus on the things that truly matter to you and to use your time as efficiently as possible. But how do we do this? Start by installing a planning app or even use the calendar on your phone. In this app, you will schedule everything: the hours you spend at school, the time you dedicate to studying, and the hours you allocate to your goal, or anything that you do. But how are we capable of doing all these things when our schedule is filled with playing games, scrolling through TikTok, and binge-watching series? The simple answer is, we're not. So we need to gradually give these things up. Let's say you spend 2 hours on TikTok every day. On Monday, you'll spend 2 hours, on Tuesday, 1.5 hours, and so on until you minimize the time spent as much as possible. This way, you'll have more time for what really matters. This journey is all about trial and error. We'll need to try several times before we find the perfect routine that works for us. Remember, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's path is different, and we all have our own unique way of doing things.